natural up, and you know, his economy is still not in great shape. I mean, Best has been able to get his economy. Now, granted, Best pulled off the probes for a little bit there to try to, you know, take that attack out. But I mean, ultimately, Best has the big advantage here. He's got Dragoons coming up. Range, I'm assuming, is researching right now, and you know, one little bunker there is not going to fend this off. Now, we do see Piano trying to go around and do some sort of harass, possibly with that Vulture up top, but it is a slow Vulture at this time, so it's not going to be able to run away from the Dragoon range. And Dragoons do not quite have range, it doesn't look like, but once they do, they are going to be able to take out the barracks. And just a run by.
Wow, Best running right by here with the Dragoons. It looks like he did upgrade Vulture Mines, but that could be actually to his doom, because that means he's not going to have siege for his tanks. If there's the first tank getting out, but without siege, he's having to use all his SCVs here to block for that tank. First tank going down. I gotta say, that's just game right there, losing the first tank. And these Dragoons, I mean, even if these 3 Dragoons die right now, it doesn't really matter. Best has such a solid economic lead, like you said, and I really felt like when Piano put his command center down and did the bunker rush at the same time, or not the rush, but the basically trying to take down Best Nexus, he really just put the command center down because he had the minerals to do it. I don't think it was really a thought-out play. It was more just like because Best stole his gas so early, he didn't have the gas to build the units he wanted to build, so he was like, well, I got 400 minerals now, I might as well put down a command center. But honestly, he didn't even have enough SCVs. Oh, good surround there on that Dragoon, so he does finish it off, but this is what I'm talking about here, is the reinforcements from Best are going to be enough where he can afford to use those 3 Dragoons, and I feel like that the Terran player is just too far behind at this point.
Yeah, Robobay is coming out, so you know, Best is going to tech to Reavers, probably get at least a drop coming in, you know, around, and I mean, you know, I don't see an eBay going up. The starport is going up, though. We do see a starport, so possibly trying to get maybe a Wraith or 2 to try to counteract the inevitable shuttle that's coming out. But even this, going in with slow Vultures to a well-defended secondary is not going to do anything. So you know, I mean, at this point, certainly Terran can turtle, Terran can try to defend. I think once the Reaver comes out and once the shuttle micro comes into play, you know, Best doesn't have the best shuttle micro, you know, compared to a lot of the better players, you know, Jingbi and Stork and obviously Bisu. But, you know, certainly he's better than Piano in a lot of ways. So I don't know how Piano's shuttle Reaver micro is, but it doesn't matter because he's Terran. So the Stargate is coming up here, and we are going to see a harass coming out here, I'm assuming fairly quickly once the Reaver comes out.
Well, it looks like one thing Best hasn't done is he hasn't got a 3rd base, so if he doesn't get a 3rd base, Piano is going to catch up with him. The good thing, those mines are a good thing that Piano has going for him, but it looks like Best does have his observatory out already, so he should have an observer coming out pretty soon. And it looks like he's actually, no, he's just getting, he maybe cloaked Wraiths, it looks like.
Or shuttle, possibly.
Yeah, or a drop ship. I don't know why the commentators were so excited about that. Also, Academy going down so he could get Scan. And Best was building a Citadel of Dune, so he could get a Templar Archives and get Templars out pretty soon, Dark Templars. But most likely that's just so he can work his way up towards Arbiters, which is what Best likes to do. It looks like Shuttle coming in here. Not a lot of mines in a good position, and tons of SCVs. Oh, actually, it looks like, God, I can't even read that, but it looks like quite a few SCVs went down. Sorry, I guess the quality's a little bad. Couldn't see how many SCVs went down. But Best doing a good job again stopping the mine. And like you said, there's no turrets up here. And the Wraith has not been out. And this is because he's been put so far behind by Best's gas steal and just everything else. And another couple SCVs going down. Slow shuttle moving around pretty much with immunity, though, as there's only Marines to defend and no turrets, no Wraith. That Wraith is going to be out pretty soon, though, I believe. But you know what? The other thing is he got a control tower down, which means he wasn't building a Wraith the whole time he was getting the control tower down. So I don't know what Piano is thinking, but I really think that gas steal and everything early on is throwing his game off right now. I mean, I'm not going to say it's over, but it certainly looked like it earlier when he lost his first tank. It looks like Dropship is out, so he wasn't getting Wraith, he's just getting a Dropship. Maybe he's going to drop, it looks like he's got those 4 Vultures there. He's going to pick those up, drop them in the back of Best's base. He knows he needs to do something to catch up with Best.
Yeah, I just hope he has speed on those Vultures by now, because he's kind of delayed, and if he doesn't, they're pretty much going to go down. We see some pylons going down in the mineral line there to try to screw up the Vultures.
Spotted. Pylon right there. Oh, and he's going to lose a dropship, I think, right here. Oh, no, Best isn't paying attention. He's just focused on the Vultures, or maybe he just wanted to kill the Vultures.
He wanted them to die.
A couple mines, and it looks like this attack is not going to do very much. So, again, Piano just not really playing that well. Best on top of his game, though, with those pylons out there for spotting purposes. That's a really smart play. And it looks like Best he knows he has the advantage, and he's just willing to play a longer game. He's getting his Arbiters up, and he's just probably going to wait for Arbiters and make his big push then. We can see in Piano's base, It looks like he has 2 factories and 2 going up. So definitely behind. We saw Best getting his 3rd expansion or 2nd expansion.
Right.
Top 3rd right. Mining base up at the top right. So Best is in pretty good position. And Piano, again, he's trying to do what Terran should do and go around and harass and do some scouting with the vultures, but he's just not being very effective. And it looks like he might actually lose his barracks here. Meanwhile, Best is doing a good job of scouting with that Cheater Observer, which is, of course, just cloaked, like most of Protoss units are.
Yeah, which makes Protoss the cheapest race in StarCraft.
But I must say, Terran can just click on something and scan anywhere at any moment, so it's ridiculous.
Right.
And by the way, this map, I don't know how it's balanced against Terran, but I suck at this map playing against Terran online.
Do you really?
This is what happens when I play. I haven't played IC Cup in like 3 months, or 5 months, or something ridiculous. But this is what happens, all right? You have these 2 bridges.
Yep.
Terran puts a bunch of siege tanks outside your bridges, and then you can't go anywhere. You're just totally shafted, and then you just GG after they move into your.
Yeah, because then they also throw up some turrets.
That's what happens to me, and I'm sure some of you guys have had that similar experience. So I don't know how they do it. I guess you just have the APM to be really aggressive with their dragoons.
Right.
But this is a pretty maneuverable map, and for that reason, it favors Protoss a little bit, and those bridges can also, help you. You can contain the Terran too. So it's really just the aggressor, usually gets an up advantage on this map. And it looks like Arbiters are out. Best is going to try to transfer his probes. These probes might get caught though here. Actually, I don't think they will. It looks like they're going to make it across fine. And Piano is trying to fight to get position on these bridges because these bridges are so important. But just huge superior force for Best. Only 4 tanks. And Vulture's not out in front. Reaver gets dropped. Reaver's going to hit these tanks. Looks like 6,000 Vultures. Cloaked units everywhere. And I don't even know if we can see it because of the mines. But wow, just totally run over. And we're going to see GG probably within the next 30 seconds here. Just an overwhelming force from Best, and like we said earlier, he just took a huge economic lead early on and just has pretty much been riding that out.
I was going to say that one of the advantages Protoss has is stasis with the Arbiters on this map, because you clump up your tanks around the bridges, get a couple good stasises off, and then Terran's front door is pretty much broken. But I don't think Best is going to need to use one single stasis at all to take out Piano here. I mean, he might use it for the fun of it when he gets up to the front door, and definitely I'm sure that at this point we're going to see some possible attempt at turtling, because I don't see what Piano can do. To be honest, I think he should try to maybe turtle back a little bit and try to defend and then try to build up some more forces. But you can see the look on his face there. He's getting a little nervous. Best is not going to let him do that. He has a huge force. Only 4 tanks defending the base. All we're going to do, this is going to be probably the A move here that ends this. There's the stasis, as I was talking about. The other tanks are going down, and I'm not sure why Best isn't just running in here. I guess he's worried about tanks on the ridge. Oh, wait, there's 1 tank on the ridge. So we're going to see Best move in. I'm assuming we're going to see the GG here fairly quickly. There it is. Bam.
Well, that's another thing that sucks about this level, is trying to get across those bridges when you're trying to finish a Terran player off. Like you said, there is a possibility that Best, if he just A moves his forces, they can get totally destroyed and melted, and then Terran can do a counter push. But I really think even at that point, Best was so far ahead it didn't matter. But either way, Best is going to go on to the winner's match, where he's going to be facing the winner of our next game, which is going to be Lita versus Firefist. So stay tuned for that.
All right, Best is going to be versus Lita. Here we go.